Thank you for watching True Vine Victory Hour, located here in New Britain, Connecticut, 477 Ellis Street, where Jesus is Lord and everybody is somebody. Reverend Walter Simmons, pastor, co-pastor Evangelist Priscilla Simmons. Our order of service: Sunday school, Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. Morning worship service, 10:30 a.m. Wednesdays, 6 p.m. prayer and Bible class combined. Program airing time is 6 o'clock p.m. every Sunday, Channel 5, Nutmeg TV. We are God creation. We are all created with a deep thirst for God in our heart, an empty longing that only God can satisfy. We try to quench that thirst with so many things: significant success, comfort, peace, wisdom. But all these things, however, is good, cannot meet our deepest need. At the root of it, we thirst for a closeness to our Creator, God Almighty. Our goal is to continue to reach the lost at any cost, feed the hungry, clothe the naked, and visit the sick and shut in, help our youth or tomorrow find the peace which passes all understanding and a new way of life. Feel the great commandment and great commission, what it means to be built and a disciple of Christ. Our goal is to help one to live a disciple life, to inspire, motivate, and equip every member with the right tools for making disciples of Christ in all our nations. True Vine is committed to leading the way for everyone to fulfill their calling in Christ Jesus, equipping Christians to be disciples of Christ. And if you have never invited Christ into your heart, today is the time. The Lord said, today if you hear my voice, harden not your heart.
church. She don't think you're doing God a favor. You know why? Oh, because good God Almighty. Because see, I don't know about you. Call somebody. Ask them. Pastor Walter, call somebody and ask them. Would you go and hang on Calvary for me? Oh, because I let you know. I think I'm doing something. But what I'm doing, you tell them all, say, if they don't know my name, tell them that little ball, that black boy told you. First, but as I got older, I found out he first. God made them in his own likeness.
Amen.
And he wants them to take their time.
Mm-hmm.
Amen?
Amen.
God is a good God, Shirley.
Yes.
And praise God, he's going to tell us just to take your time.
Amen.
Let God handle it. Amen?
Amen.
At this time, I'll call the deacons up.
No longer bound.
Yes, sir.
No more chains holding me. My soul is resting tonight. I count it a blessing. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Can I say it again? I'm free. Praise the Lord. God been good to you. I shouldn't have to pull you to thank you. Oh, come on, y'all. See, when we can get up every Sunday and come to church with our whole family, and ain't nobody missing. That's enough to say thank you, Lord. When we can get up in the morning and we got children together, we should say thank you, Lord. Somebody woke up this morning, forgot their
give out gifts to our wives. But I want you, Pastor, co-pastor, I want you to really feel what a real woman is. The virtuous woman. Who can find the virtuous woman? For Christ is far above rules. The heart of her husband does safely trust in her, so that he shall have no need of spoil. She will do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She sees good, wool, and flax, work with her hands. She is right there, mechanic that ships. She bringeth forth food for I like that. She brings forth food for Amen.
Amen.
You've been kind of quiet, but I ain't done food. And my wife brings me some food every day.
Amen.
And it tastes so good. All right. She sees wool, flax, with her hand. She is like the person ships. She brings food. You know about the she brings food from far. She rises also while it is yet dark night, and giveth meat to her household, the whole household. Amen. You hear what I said? The whole household. And a portion to her maidens. Amen. She can sit at the field and buys it with fruit of her hand. She planteth the vineyard. She girdled the loin with strength. Amen. And strengthened her arms and hands. She perceived that the merchandise is good. The candle goes not out by night. It stays on. Someone's gonna fall. She lays her hand to spindle, and her hands hold to the distaff. She stretches out her hand for the poor. She loves the poor. Yea, she reaches both her hands to the needy. She loves the needy. She is not afraid of the snow or household clothing. She makes herself coverings or tapestry. Her clothing itself. Purple. Amen. Her husband is known in the gates, and he sitteth among the shoulders of the land. Pillars of the land. She maketh fine linen and serveth it, and delivereth the garden unto the merchant. Strengthen her garner alike clothing and rejoice in times comes. She opens her mouth with wisdom. Nobody speaks, everybody talks to her. And her tongue is the law of kindness. She liveth well, yes. Well to the ways of her husband, and eateth not all the bread will we save them. The children rise up and can, and God will bless them. The husband also, and he praised her. Yes, I do. I will praise my Lord. Jesus. 100%. Somebody say amen.
Amen.
Many daughters have gone through virtuously. But thou exist the law. Favor is deceitful. And beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. Here we go. Give her the fruit of her hand, and her own works, praise, and praise. Amen.
Amen.
You can tell husband wants to make sure everything is all right. Kind of halfway read the thing. All right? You don't want to make a mistake because when he get home, I'm going to leave that alone. Okay? Amen. You better be careful if you read it about your wife. All right? Thank you. Let's all stand, please. Everyone, give yourself a good hand. Because you had a good day. Amen. Praise your name. All right.
Can I say something, Pastor?
Yes.
Can I ask the church to pay for a co-worker of mine's? He lost his wife. She went to sleep and didn't wake up. And she passed the other day. So I want you guys to keep him in the prayer and to pray for his family. May God keep him strong.
Amen.
What call his name?
Yes, his name is Jason King.
Okay, Jason King. Amen. God is going to bless him. God is blessing him.
Yes.
Amen. When a man loses his wife, it's like losing his mother. Amen. Let's all pray for him, okay? Whosoever everlasting God, bless Jason.
Yes.
Be with him. Guide him. Don't ever leave him with Christian God because he's alone. God knows his wife. But she is with him now. She is with him. She is with you now. And everything is going to work out just fine. We will continue to pray for him, Lord. Guide him. Bless him. Him and his family. In Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. All praises. All praises. All power. All power. All glory. All glory.
Thank you.
Say good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
So we had a little break last Sunday, and back into doing it this Sunday, but it doesn't change what we do from week to week. We are in a new quarter now. That kind of gets me going. I was going, read through the lesson just a little bit there. And it's entitled Deborah and Barak. And it's coming from Judges, the 4th chapter, the 1st to the 10th verse is what I'm going to be reading. And, you know, reading through it, the verses, something we all have to take in. And I'm thinking more so for young ladies in life, because the Bible doesn't have a lot of chapters in which you read. It goes a lot to the women and how they're in charge. You know, as far as taking that name out there. And this is one particular person that she was in charge. She was a judge. More than many, when I read, there were no really named female judges. She was one. She was the 4th judge. And I was going through the list, I started reading a little bit, and I've always been interested in her name. And the name means, her name means bee. Deborah means bee. And if you know anything about a bee is a very busy creature. It really is. And if you look at it, it goes around, flower to flower. It does this little thing. This job is to pollinate. And it does a lot of little different things. It wakes up, place to place, flies all around. And if you disturb it, you got a problem. But its job really isn't to disturb you because it really doesn't want to die. Because if it disturbs you, you know, chances are that might be the end. Now, that's just a regular bee. The queen bee is the one who's in charge. And the queen bee is the one who wants to make sure everything is all put together. The queen bee is the one that says, this is what I need you to do. And this is what I need you to follow. These are the instructions that I need you to do. And this is kind of like Deborah. She was like the queen bee. She was the person in charge. And for our young ladies, it's very important that they understand that you have a role model. And you need to stand up. And sometimes you just need to be in charge. Because many times we want to follow from place to place to place, and especially these days and the times right now. And I want to focus a lot more on the young ladies than anything, because they have a tendency to want to follow. But you got to be in charge.
Right.
It's your destiny. You got to be in charge. You got to know what's right for your life. Bottom line, that's what it is. And this is different because she was in charge, and she had to know what was right for the people of Israel. Because, as we all know in the Old Testament, the Israelites, they were tough people. They were real tough people. And just like us today also. Because we always get to the point saying, God, if you let me have that, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to be on target. And what happens? You get it. And about a couple weeks after that, then you back on target again. And then it comes up again, he says, God,
Give me that
if you
back.
do this for me, you give me this house, you give me this car, you give me this job, I'm going to be right. I'm going to be right for you.
All right.
And then you know what? You get back a little bit later on, you find out that you start walking back again. And it comes a time that God says, you know what? You've asked so many things from me, and now I got to do a little bit also. It's just like the kids at home, same thing. Mom and Dad, you know what? If you give me that quarter, well, no longer a quarter, now they ask for a lot more than that. You know, they say, well, can I borrow $20? But I always say, don't say, can I borrow? Just let me have it, because you know I'm not giving it back. So I need $20. If you give me my $20, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that for you. And they might do it for half an hour, maybe a day, then after that, you know, but they go back the opposite way.
Amen.
And then we come back again, Mom, Dad, I need some money. And you give them some money. And then they say, this is what I'm going to do, and they go back. And it comes to a point that she says, you know what, now we got to stop it. And this is what I have to do. To get us to a point that we can understand what the truth is all about. And this is where the Israelites were at this time, because they kept going back and forth, going back and forth. And God had to get to a point saying, we can't do this no more. This is what I'm going to have to do. Let me start reading the lesson just a little bit there. That's just a little bit about what the lesson is all about. And this is the Judges, the 4th chapter, the 1st verse. And excuse my pronunciation sometimes, it's a little rough. It said, after Ehud died, the Israelites once again did evil in the eyes of the Lord. This is regular English. So the Lord sold them into the hands of Jabin, the king of Canaan, who reigned in Hazor, the commander of his army was Sisera, who lived in Herzet, and I can't pronounce the other one, I apologize for that, because he had 900 iron chariots and had cruelly oppressed the Israelites for 20 years. They cried to the Lord for help. So they got to a point where God said, you know what? Okay, I got to do what I got to do, because I got to get you to turn around. It's just like ourselves also. We go through life, and the reason why we're here right now, because we got to a point that we had to turn around. And we all have those stories about going out to the nightclub and doing this and doing that. We've heard that story many times. And it came to a point that, you know what? The guy said, you know what? You got to stop what you're doing. I got to do something to you, but you got to stop. And we find out that, you know, somewhere along the line that someone is going to help you to stop. And basically, that's just what happened. So you kind of get sold over to something else, and now, guess what? You're feeling more miserable than what you did before. Because when someone is constantly on your back, it's just like being at work. And if the boss is constantly on your back, you look at him, I'm being oppressed. I don't want to do this no more. And you start crying out. Once again, God help you with a better job. It happens all the time. This is where they're at right now. Now, 4th chapter, 4th verse, it says, Deborah, a prophetess, the wife of Lebanon, was leading Israel at that time. So once again, she was a judge. She was learning to communicate with God. God had to get a point that he had to put certain people in charge, because Israelites were asking for people to be in charge. Who's going to be in charge? What's going to be in charge? It's like the church sometimes also, because we're looking for the person who's going to be in charge. We know the pastor's in charge, but sometimes when you get out, you say, well, who's in charge? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that? If the pastor wasn't here, we're looking at who's going to be in charge. And we start pointing fingers. Who's in charge? Until someone stands up and says, I'm in charge. And you got to make sure that when you call someone who's in charge, that they're the right person who's in charge. Because a lot of people do say I'm in charge, but they're the wrong person who's in charge. And I've seen that with churches that in which they lost the pastor and someone else come about and says I'm in charge. And they were the wrong person to be in charge. So you got to be careful who you follow, who's supposed to be in charge. They have to make sure that they put God first. Truly put God first. So it says, she held court underneath the palm of Deborah, between Hamar and Bethel, in the hill country of Ephraim. And the Israelites came to her to have their disputes decided. she sent for Barak, son of Abinah, from Kadesh and Naphtali, and said to him, the Lord, the God of Israel, commands you, go, take you 10,000 men of Naphtali and Zebulun, and lead the way to Mount Tabor. I will lure Sisera, the commander of David's army, with his chariots and his troops to the Kishon River, and give him into your hands. So she had a plan. All he had to do was just follow it. Because sometimes, we look at that and we shake our heads and we, what do you mean? I'm facing against this big army here. These guys got chariots. I got to find 10,000 people. And think about ourselves right now. If we're going out to the world and we're trying to fight against the world, we're looking around, trying to find out how we're going to do it. Because all these people have all this and that, and this is all I have. So they're trying to find 10,000 people for this army. Put them all together. This is what I need you to do. Meet me here. And I'm going to give this commander who's been a prisoner all this time, basically, I'm going to give you the victory. And so Barak said to her, if you go with me, I will go. But if you don't go with me, I won't go. So Barak said, I need you to go with me. Because if you're not with me, I'm not going to do it at all. And Knight says, very well. Deborah said, I will go with you. But because of the way you are going about this, the honor will not be yours, for the Lord will hand Sisera over to him. Imagine that. If you don't want to do it that way, that's okay, don't worry about it. It's like Queen Bee. I'm in charge, but this is what I need you to do. Now, if you don't want to do it the way that you want to do it, I'll take that victory. So Deborah went with Barak to Kadesh, where they summoned Zebulun and Naphtali. 10,000 men followed him, and Deborah also went with him. That's pretty much that part right there. Because they're trying to put together a victory. At this point, they're trying to put together, I don't want to say probably the best way to say this, it was time that God said, you know what, I'm going to get you out of this. Because you've been crying for such a long time. It's time to get you out of this. And we do that also each and every day. We'll cry so much. And, God looks down on us and he says, you know what, it's time for me, you've learned your lesson. It's time for you to turn around. But these are the instructions I'm giving you to follow. How many times have we had instructions that, you know what, we're kind of delirious, we're going to follow them. Just like waking up in the morning. Just like coming here. And trying to think, you know what, am I going to follow the instructions this morning to come here? Am I going to follow the instructions to read my Bible each and every day? Or am I going to do something else? Am I going to do it because of you? Or am I going to do it because, you know what, this is what God says? Sometimes in life we can't do anything because we are so attached to other people that we can't do it. In work I call it marriages. Because there are a lot of people, they don't have a real marriage, but they can't do anything unless they're with somebody else. So somebody else always takes that victory that God's given them. God has given each one of us a victory. But we have to decide if we're going to take that victory. Or do you want to have someone else take it? Nothing wrong about Deborah taking the victory, no. Because she's that lead. She's that person who goes from place to place to place. She's going to pollinate, she's going to move on. She's going to pollinate, she's going to move on. But if you cross it the wrong way, she's going to sting you. That's a job of a lead. They have a busy life. It's just like the women in our lives, they have a busy job because they get up, they take care of the household, they're the consulate, they're the worker, sometimes they're the commander. But we have to understand it also. It's not that they're trying to take over a role, but sometimes they just have to get us excited to motivate us. Basically, that's what it is. We'll take our job, we'll take our role, but sometimes, I'll raise my hand, as a male, sometimes I just need to be motivated. And that's the truth. You know, You can't admit to that. You're not speaking the truth. But when you take your charge, you take your charge. But that's their role. To be that busy bee. To follow those instructions, to make sure we follow our instructions. To make sure that we, bottom line, we get the victory. That's a little bit of the lesson there. You know, I read through the verses, I didn't get a chance to speak to the lesson. But understanding the name and the person who's in charge is very important. Because this is one of those few women that we can see that was in charge, especially in that period of time. So when it's time for you to take your charge, take your charge. Stand up. Bottom line, we don't have to be followers. We got a lot of followers, but we need to be in charge and to walk forward. When you do something for God, you need to stand up and be a leader. To walk forward, and stand strong, and stand tall. That's what we need to do. Most of us, we have our head down so much, and we're trying to lead God, and you can't see nothing. And we run into these walls, and we wonder why do I run into a wall? Because you didn't raise your head and look forward to see what was in front of you. Because God's putting it right there in front of you. He's putting the victory in front of you. We just got to be able to see it. So if you're looking around there and you're looking whatever on the ground, you're not going to find it. You need to look forward. Be in charge. Be the beat. Be the counselor. Be the worker. Be the motivator. That's what we have to be. It's just an interesting lesson. We're going to be in Judges for a couple weeks there. And it's a lot that's there, especially with Deborah and Barak. We've heard the name of Barak. You know, and it's a very interesting name. And the name Deborah, once again, becomes